Alrighty, let me check my audio, folks. It looks like my mic is open and I can continue. Liesel in the chat, do let me know if you cannot hear me. Okay? So, here are my formal hellos. Hey, fellow artists, welcome to the 17th Psycheopera Creators Live, where I showcase fellow builders of musical instruments and their work, whether it's rustic cigar box guitars, traditional flutes, trash bin percussion, handmade synthesizers, software instruments, DIY MIDI controllers, or classical guitars made by master luthiers. If it's made by humans in a workshop and not by machines in a factory, then I want to talk about it. But I also want to talk about things that affect us humans who create, okay? And that's where I'm going to start today's conversation. Thank you, Liesel. Yeah, I was a bit worried because last week my entire introduction was mute. I didn't notice that I was muted, so thanks for the confirmation. So anyways, folks, I apologize for being in avatar mode again today. I'm just taking a break from the hair and makeup routine. It's Sunday, but I do want to be here and talk to you guys. So, I will explain the bewildered look on my avatar here. Let's talk about stuff. So yesterday I ran into a problem that I never expected and was compelled to produce a video about it. Let's switch screens and I'll let my video fill you in on what's going on. I know you saw this video, Liesel, and I appreciate the your heartfelt support and comments there. Really do appreciate that. OMG, so much. Okay, let's switch screens and let me fill you all in on what's going on. Hey, fellow artists. Today's video is a little bit different, but it's something I feel is really important to discuss, especially as an independent artist. I've been fortunate on YouTube. It has helped me build an audience on the platform and start a mailing list. By the way, if you're not a super sub, please check the video description box or pinned comment to subscribe to my free newsletter. However, it's never a good idea to put all of your eggs in one basket, right? YouTube could disappear tomorrow and I would lose my entire audience except for my awesome super subs. That's why I started reformatting and posting my YouTube shorts to TikTok about a year and a half ago. During that time, I attracted 122 followers and connected with the amazing Shane Spiel. I followed him and he followed me back. I'm really honored. Unfortunately, things went south for me on TikTok and I deleted my account this afternoon. You won't find me there ever again. And here's why. One of the biggest reasons, and frankly the most infuriating, comes down to copyright. Recently, my own original music I created myself from scratch, and I don't use any distributors, has been hit with malicious copyright claims on TikTok. One of my first leg fiddle videos, which features me improvising on my own newly built instrument, and one of my short scale CBG videos featuring me demonstrating my movable copper frets via improvisation, were muted because someone claimed that I was using their music. To make matters worse, I was given no option to dispute it, only to change the sound. This isn't just an inconvenience, it's someone else trying to benefit from my hard work, and that's simply not okay. According to Gemini and what I saw on Reddit, this is a common and huge issue on TikTok. This is what Gemini told me when I asked about how common this was. Gemini says,
yes, many creators run into this exact problem on TikTok. The inability to easily dispute a copyright claim on an original sound is a common
Me
and major
cosplaying
pain
as
point for
Gemini.
creators, especially musicians and those using their own unique audio. Here is a breakdown of why this happens and what the system looks like. 1. The missing dispute option. The reason you are only seeing the option to change sound instead of dispute or appeal likely comes down to how TikTok categorized the removal. If the sound was removed for a community guidelines violation, TikTok states that creators should be given the option to submit appeal. If the sound was removed for a copyright violation, TikTok's policy says you may be able to appeal this decision. If that option is not available, then you are only given the option to change sound. The fact that you were only given the change sound option suggests that TikTok's automated system or the entity that filed the claim shut down the process quickly with no clear path for an appeal.
Now, that's ridiculous. TikTok gives immense amount of power to fraudsters. I've had to deal with fraudulent copyright claims on YouTube. A known entity was going around fraudulently claiming copyright of original music and royalty-free music on YouTube. I was easily able to dispute the claim. The review only took a few hours and the fraudulent claim was removed. While YouTube's copyright system is by no means perfect, it does provide everyone with a way to dispute claims, ensuring that no one person or entity has the unchecked power to shut down all disputes before they are made. Something similar happened to Lawrence on YouTube. He's a synthesist, he makes his own sounds. Lawrence received a copyright claim on tutorials where he's showing people how to build sounds, and the sounds that he built in those videos, he was creating them in real time. So what we think happened was somebody was watching his video tutorial on VCV Rack, took samples of the sounds they liked from the video, used it in their own music, and then they had their music distributed on something like CD Baby or DistroKid that puts a content ID on the master, and then that content ID is used on YouTube to make copyright claims. So somebody else trying to make money off of his work. And I think that's what happened on TikTok. Somebody really liked the sound of my leg fiddle and of my shorty CBG with nylon strings, sampled it, used it in their own music, and then started distributing that music with something like CD Baby, which created a content ID on their master, and thus they're benefiting from the sounds that I made in my video. By the way, the 2 videos that they claimed, I wasn't even playing songs, I was improvising. That's my music. Those are my samples. And this isn't the end of my beef with TikTok. On top of that, 2 completely appropriate and wholesome videos were suddenly age restricted without reason. As I mentioned before, all of my TikToks were reformatted YouTube shorts. Now, if you go and look at my shorts, there's nothing inappropriate happening in any of them. I'm just building things and making music. Again, TikTok did not provide me with a clear path for appeal, just random restrictions on my content. What could have caused that? A malicious report? Why would somebody do that? Who the heck knows? Anyway, fellow artists, I'm done with TikTok and I'm doubling down on YouTube and my newsletter. So please subscribe to my mailing list below in the video description box. Become a super sub. I think having a mailing list is the best way to have your eggs in another basket. While every platform has its challenges, I've again consistently found that YouTube, for all of its problems, offers accessible ways to handle copyright and other disputes. When something like this happens here on YouTube, I have a clear path to appeal and to protect my original content. You all know that growing an audience and a creative business is difficult. Our time as creators is valuable, and we need to invest it where we can grow, connect with each other, and where our efforts aren't being undermined by the platforms we use. Lawrence wanted me to dig further and find a way to fight TikTok, to not let those thieves win. But I don't need the stress and wasted energy of fighting against a platform that doesn't provide basic protections for original creators. So my TikTok is no more. Good riddance. I'll be here on YouTube. Thank you for being a part of this community. I appreciate everyone who enjoys my videos and reaches out. Hey, and let me know in the comments if you've ever dealt with similar issues on TikTok and other platforms and whether you were able to resolve those issues. If you're interested, we can chat more about this in my live stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I left a link to the live in the video description box as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Chaito. I know that every platform, including this one, has yet to fully utilize its resources to protect the creators who bring it value, us. The devaluation of those who provide value is something that's pervasive across all sectors of our society. Corporations undervalue employees who contribute more than what's required. First-hand experience, academia marginalizes the quote-unquote sausage makers, the teachers who actually enhance their programs. And social media platforms neglect the creators who make them successful by failing to address the issues like fraudulent copyright claims. And the technology to address these issues now exists. We all know that. But instead, they invest tirelessly in features that nobody asked for, while ignoring the feedback we valuable creators, the people who give them value, have consistently provided. And they ask for feedback all the time. I don't know how many YouTube surveys I've filled out um, and put in paragraphs about this content ID stuff, content claiming stuff. Anyway, to give credit where it's due. YouTube has been wonderful for my creative business, and I have connected with all of you here. However, I don't have any illusions about this platform. I always remember that creators are seen as disposable. Again, this is a common pattern among large organizations worldwide. I'm here because you are here, and it suits me for now. I am not loyal to anyone because no one's loyal to me. To be frank about it. Again, I'm here because you are here, and it suits me to be here. At least YouTube, though, offers some basic protections, allowing me to contest copyright claims and other issues. On TikTok, I was flat out unjustly treated. Once a claim was made, I was simply considered guilty, and that was the end of it. Thanks, Liesel. I really appreciate that. And I hope you never, ever have to deal with this. Ever. Um, man, because my stomach was in knots all day to know that somebody was calling me a thief and a liar when they were the thieves and the liar. They stole my content to make their music. Um, Man, oh man. And to know that a powerful corporation, knowing that stuff like this happens all the time, gives us no recourse to combat this. I had to leave TikTok. I mean, had I had a larger following there, if I thought it was a valuable asset to my business, I would have dug and found ways to fight, but it was just simply not worth my time. So I left. And to be honest, didn't like the culture of the platform, anyways. I don't know if it's because I'm too old for it, but it wasn't my platform. Liesel says, I've had no issues with YouTube or Instagram, the only two platforms I'm on. I was on Instagram a long, long time ago, and something in updated terms of service caused me to leave. But I mean, you should be where you feel like your work is getting traction. It's so important for us artists to build our own audiences. Now, let's let's get into part two about building your own audience, because it isn't enough anymore just to grow traction on one or two social media channels. So let's get to my main point here. My main point um, is that there are significant moral issues with all of these corporations that control the creator economy. Now, more than ever, it's essential to deplatform our audiences as much as possible. Fellow artists, please consider starting a mailing list if you haven't done so already. And if you find my work valuable, I invite you to subscribe to my free newsletter and join my mailing list. I've included a link in the video description box of this live. Now, I don't publish newsletters often, but when I do, I choose Dos Equis. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, it's a little joke. I don't publish newsletters often, but when I do, I include exclusive tutorials. My latest tutorial was how to get started on a laser engraver to carve sound holes on 2 cigar boxes if you build cigar box guitars. And I have a tutorial that's being updated about interactive landscape lighting design. Because I am working to make my homestead an immersive performance space where I can host events at and stream from. So that I forgot which newsletter I publish at, but again, you have access to all of my past newsletters in the section called resource library. There's a resource library in every one of my newsletters that gives you access to past newsletters. So just FYI. And so, yeah, please subscribe to my newsletter if you find my work valuable. Plus, again, if something happens here on YouTube, I have a way to inform you about where I'll be setting up shop. So, and again, guys, if you have a pretty good audience here on YouTube, please try deplatforming some of your audience via newsletter, and don't rely on other social media platforms to be your YouTube backup. They all have issues, all of them, every single one. And the ones that are pretty good, they don't have traffic. And you need to be in a place where there's traffic. So there's no backup to YouTube for me. So I'm going to be doubling down on asking people to join my mailing list. I thought that TikTok would be a good backup, a good place to put, to separate my eggs, I guess, but oh, no. Testing 1, 2, 3. Sorry, folks. I had to switch mics for some reason. I totally lost volume from the other mic. It's electric, a long shotgun mic. I recently replaced the batteries. I should not be losing power like this just randomly. I know you hear a lot of room noise right now because I've switched to a shorter shotgun mic, which has less environmental rejection, and you're hearing more of my environment right now. But I thought, I'd rather you guys hear me and have to deal with my AC and some room reflections having really, really low volume. So sorry about that, folks. Let me see if Lawrence is on. He is not on yet. He's getting ready to log on, folks. I apologize. My co-host will be here very soon, and we will have more to talk about in regards to this conversation. Liesel says, we've had 48 hours of hurricane winds. Whoa, Liesel. Oh my gosh. Roads were closed and some large trees came down. I'm surrounded by open fields, so we're safe here. Take your time, Liza. All is good. Thank you so much, Liesel. I really appreciate that. I hope you're okay. Oh my gosh. Hurricane winds are no joke. My goodness gracious. And I've been through plenty of hurricanes to tell you that they are not something to be trifled with. Something as strong as a hurricane, that is. Yep. The first hurricane that I experienced was actually Hurricane Andrew in 1992. And let me tell you, that was the scariest experience of my life. And nothing has lived up to that experience, thank goodness, to date. So I'm very grateful for that. We've had some monsters hit us head on here in North Florida, but at least Lawrence and I have had places to hunker down in that were well more secure than the place I was in when my family and I experienced Andrew. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, hurricane force winds, no jokes at all. My goodness. So, hope you are safe, Liesel. I'm surprised you're able to see the stream at all. Well, I'm glad you're here, and I hope that we can keep your mind off of the torrential winds outside. So, we'll be here with you for a little while, my friend, to entertain you. Okay, let me switch screens because I see that my co-host is here. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, wait, switch.
Hey, fellow artists. Today's video is a little bit
Okay, let
different,
me
but it's
stop my
something I
video
feel
here.
is really important.
Okay. Lawrence, hello, welcome.
Hello.
All right, now I know what you're thinking. You hear a lot of room noise from my mic, don't you?
No,
You don't? Okay,
no.
that's good because I had to switch from the shotgun mic that's connected up to my channel strip to the shotgun
Well,
mic that's not connected to anything because I keep losing power or volume from the shotgun mic connected to the DBX. I don't know if it's something that the DBX is doing. I have to do a
well, there
little.
is a phantom power switch on the DBX you need to turn on
It,
if Mike uses phantom power.
the mic that I'm using, doesn't require. It's an electric. It uses
Yeah, but if the
batteries.
battery, yeah, but if the batteries aren't in or they're down,
I recently changed the batteries. These are new batteries on the machine, so I have to see if it's the mic misbehaving or if it's the DBX channel strip that's misbehaving. I have to run tests off the stream, but this is the second time this happens where my volume goes from hey, I sound great, I sound present to where people can barely hear me on the live.
well,
So,
you
and
have
I
to be careful also because OBS Ninja probably has its internal stuff that it does, and anytime there's auto gain adjust or something, it will ruin everything.
I know it isn't OBS Ninja now because I in real time I saw that the level meter on OBS itself wasn't getting much of a signal. OBS wasn't getting much of a signal.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
it can still be the cause of that.
You mean OBS itself?
Well, yeah, it could be depending on what you have set up in OBS because it also has its own
I don't
audio
have.
filters and
Yeah,
stuff.
I've removed the compression and gate from OBS because I have this channel strip.
And then you also have to check your operating system's input level.
Oh, let
because
me
that can always adjust on the fly, and sometimes browsers even mess with it.
Oh, okay. And so I would see that being reflected in the audio mixer in OBS.
Yes, because your operating system is the next thing after, the interface.
Well, here's an observation that I made. I wasn't dealing with this type of random volume. I mean, the volume just disappearing on me with this short Rode NTK shotgun mic. And I didn't experience it at all with my other shotgun mic until I started using the channel strip. So again, I'm not blaming the channel strip yet. I have to run some tests. But anyway, back
But the
to
Rode NTK is not a shotgun.
the oh, I'm sorry. Let me see. It's oh, I'm sorry. It's not a Rode. I'm sorry. It's the Audio Technica ATA75R. It's a short shotgun mic that takes phantom power. That's the one that I'm using now. I'm sorry. I don't know why I had Rode NTK in my head. Rode
Okay.
NTK is behind me. Yeah, the tube condenser. Yeah.
But that one, if that's the same one I have, that one does not have batteries, so you do need phantom power for that one.
I'm not using the Rode NTK. I've not used it for anything.
I'm not talking. There you go, saying Rode NTK again. I don't even know if that's in the conversation. I'm saying your ATA5R, the short shotgun
That's the one I'm using now.
that's an Audio Technica. Yeah, it doesn't have batteries.
I know that.
Yeah, so that one needs phantom power. So that would
Yeah.
be another thing to consider. My phantom power comment earlier is still important. If you're not switching it on, it's not going to give you good levels.
No, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Before, I was using my long shotgun mic. It's an electric. Doesn't take phantom power.
Okay, so you didn't try this one at all with the DBX channel strip.
I've not been using this one with the DBX because I've been reserving this one just to play music. And the
Okay.
DBX cuts out my cigar box guitars. So I have two mics set up to stream with. The other one is my speaking mic, and that's the one I'm using with the channel strip. And this one that I'm using now is the one I've reserved for music. But I've been having issues with the other setup, and I don't know what the source of the volume issue is. It's happened twice, and it started happening when I started using the channel strip. I'm not blaming the channel strip. I don't know what's causing it.
Okay.
I do not know what's causing the sudden lowering of volume. And if in the course of the stream,
Well, unless your compression settings on the channel strip are off.
well, wouldn't they be off consistently?
Yes.
Because I started the stream using the other mic with the channel strip, and my levels were fine, and all of a sudden I just see the levels going down as
Yeah,
if
but
somebody had turned something
what I
off.
would still do if you see stuff like that happening, another thing I would do is take out the batteries and just use phantom power.
It doesn't work. It's supposed to work on phantom power, and it doesn't.
Ugh.
I've tried that before. Actually, that's the first thing that I did after the last stream that I experienced this problem. I removed the batteries and ran my long shotgun mic on phantom power because it's supposed to run on both, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work on phantom power.
So we already know that mic is not
It's an electric. I
it's
mean,
not well, it's not working as advertised because it's supposed to be able
no. I mean, what do you expect from a $25 brandless Amazon shotgun mic? I mean, it's good at what it does with batteries, whatever.
Well,
Um,
without the channel strip, it may be a compatibility thing
I mean, but I wasn't having
that
issues.
somehow its power things don't work consistently because, you know.
Maybe it doesn't work well with the channel strip because it only started giving me issues with the channel strip when I introduced that into the signal flow, the signal chain,
Mhm.
excuse me. But whatever. Again, this is something
But I would say if you want more consistent audio, you might want to get more than a $25 mic, even though that one has worked for you in the past. It's like you might want to use like the Rode NTK with the channel strip because then you're using things that would normally be used together. And
I
it's not
mean,
some brandless mic that's supposed to work on phantom power but doesn't. So there's probably other inconsistencies with it.
I have the Rode NTK set up as my vocal mic when I want to make vocal recordings next to my little booth. It would be laborious. And I mean, I have things set up where I could do things quickly and not have to
Yeah.
plug and unplug and do the
No,
I
no,
mean,
you're not.
we
You
have to
don't have a setup that's very quick, to be honest.
well, I have it I mean, not to make quick changes. No. I have things set up to do things quickly without having to, you know, rewire my studio every time I need something. I don't want to move the Rode NTK that's set up as my vocal mic or recording mic. Um,
Okay, I'm
it
just
in
all
my
right.
little
Just
booth.
don't just ignore me. I'm just saying that maybe it's not the quality piece of equipment that's the problem. It might be the low quality piece of equipment that's the problem.
Again, I don't know. I have to run some tests. I have no idea what's really going on. So
Mhm.
that is what I'm saying. But anyway, I don't want to troubleshoot here on the live.
Well, there's nothing else to do.
Well, I had a conversation going, but you're kind of
Okay.
late, so you don't know what's going on.
Well, you were talking to Liesel about the storm.
Yeah. She's having
Okay.
torrential hurricane winds um, right now
Wow.
to deal with in Wales. So, Liesel, we hope that our little little tit for tat is entertaining you and keeping your mind off the wind. But we started this stream off by talking about what happened on TikTok yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And wanted to come on, make sure that um, people are growing their mailing lists on top of building their social media presence somewhere. Don't put your eggs all in one basket, or don't diversify your basket by putting your eggs into another social media platform that has similar issues. I don't know one social media platform that has dealt with this content ID issue. And I know that the technology exists to combat fraudulent claims these days. So,
Yeah, well, no, you just need to at least have some sort of system where people can um what's the right word? Where people can kind of like contest claims.
yes,
If you don't have that, then your platform's ridiculous. And we know that TikTok's ridiculous as
yes,
is. It's
we know that. And I was on there because, you listen to the social media gurus or the creative business gurus. Oh, you need to be in as many platforms as possible. I tried that once and I burnt out, so I selected YouTube, and then heard some more oh, you need to go where the attention is, and um seeing that YouTube is an imperfect platform, I thought it was a good idea to have an audience on another platform as well. And I thought, okay, right now the second biggest audience is on TikTok. So I started posting or reposting my YouTube shorts on TikTok, and then ran into this issue, and it's totally unacceptable. I mean, had I had a bigger audience on TikTok, I would have fought
Well,
for it,
social
but it's
media
not just
gurus will typically continue to promote platforms because they want to be in the good graces of every platform because their whole business is selling people on the idea that they're a social media guru. Their business is
yeah.
saying, I'm in business. And that's basically it. They don't really do anything other than I'm in business, buy my book or follow me or do all this stuff. And they really depend on traffic. So they don't want to,
Well, we all
you know,
depend on traffic. That's the thing.
well, I'm not really, I'm in it for fun. Actually, at this point, I'm not really in the game, so to speak. I'm not doing that as my income or my main thing. It's
w-
just on the side, so I don't really consider that, and, it's tough. It's one of those things where you gotta focus on your product, and maybe not worry as much about all the intricacies of the promos on the platform, because as soon as you get more, people knowing about the guitars you make and things like that, it will grow little by little. And that's probably something more to shoot for, and that's why it's always good to do the in-person markets and everything like that too, so that you develop stronger connections, in word of mouth rather than just followers that you don't know, as well, except for those that reach out. You communicate with Liesel and Webb and those people. So, you have people that are real people that connect with you on the internet. Those are the people to you really stay connected with and not worry about the fluctuating numbers as much. It becomes too much of a time drain, um,
Hey,
doing that.
just to let you know, Albert's in the chat. Welcome, Albert. And Liesel says, um, I will talk about your leg fiddle. I intend to build mine as close to your advice as I can. I will admit I almost wimped out at making the frets as my wire wrapping skills aren't the best. Liesel, no worries. As you can see, my leg fiddle wires are a mess too, so feel free to make a mess and experiment. No worries. The frets, because they are movable and removable, you can fix them later. No worries. Don't let that intimidate you or stress you out. Liesel says, however, I love the copper frets, so I will bite the bullet. Yes, yeah, copper's a beautiful, beautiful metal. I love it for the aesthetics as well. Lawrence, I couldn't disagree with you more. Um,
Mm.
uh, you need distribution to have customers, and not to totally crap on all these social media platforms. I mean, they're free to use. It's important to have a local presence and to do craft markets. Yes, it is important, but it's also important to build an audience online. Now, having said that, none of these platforms, none of these big platforms where all the traffic is, can be trusted, which is why maintaining a mailing list is important. But I want to talk about, I guess, the good guy platforms that get no mention. Um, and if ever, by the way, folks, join my mailing list, because if ever I was to move from YouTube, I would contact you via email in a newsletter to tell you where I'm going. There are good guy platforms out there. So, Lawrence, you have more experience with these good guy platforms than I do, like
What good guy platform?
Odyssey,
Oh, yeah. Well, they just don't get
BitChute.
much traffic at all. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's the problem. But again,
And
something
BitChute, I haven't even checked out in over a year.
I know, I know.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, the Odyssey is a well-built platform, and it's even actually technically better than Rumble and stuff, but Rumble gets the press because of the hype about politics and everybody getting into
Rumble
politics and
isn't
arguing all the time, and that's it.
Rumble isn't great. I don't think they're
No,
a good
no.
guy platform
I'm
when I
not
think
saying
of
that
them.
they are. I
Yeah.
mean, you're not that I'm not saying that they are. I'm saying Odyssey is technically better than Rumble,
Yeah,
except Rumble has a lot more
I'm
traffic
agreeing
than
with
Odyssey
you. Yeah. Um,
because of the political hype. And then creators find out, oh, I have to pay in order for you to give me ad revenue.
yeah, subscription. It's like, I mean,
And there's a lot of pay to play at Rumble that we found out
oh
about and that I've
yes.
heard on other streams. It's like, it's like they can turn you off anytime they want. It really is pay to play there.
Yeah, yeah. We found out about this from another creator who was looking for a YouTube alternative. Unfortunately, haven't been able to find a good one for them. Albert says, big news on the saw front. I got 16 eBay saw blades professionally sandblasted. Made a great connection out in the country, only 20 miles from my job. Congratulations, Albert. That is an accomplishment. Thank you for sharing that with us. Awesome, awesome. Getting your inventory up. Very cool beans. Liesel says, I agree about Rumble. Lawrence political? Indeed. Yes. 100%. Cigar box guitar. More great news. One of those blades has your name on it. Ooh, Liesel, you have a gift coming your way. Cool beans. Awesome. I mean, speaking about Odyssey, can you live stream on Odyssey?
Yes, and I do every week.
Okay, so you simulcast earworms on Odyssey. I didn't know that.
Earworms is simulcasted on Rumble, Odyssey, and Kick, which
How
is more of
is
a
Kick?
game streaming thing.
Okay.
That thing has a long way to go to become better. Like they don't even have descriptions for videos at this point. It's still titles and
Ooh.
everything.
Okay.
So yeah, it there's a long way to go. Although for some gamers, maybe they get traction there because people are looking for games, not necessarily 50-plus-year-olds talking about music and sci-fi.
So there's so it you can't post what do you call pre-produced videos there at all.
No, well, from what I see, it seems to be streaming, but I think you can upload. But I haven't done gaming for a while, so right now it's just earworms there, and I have 3 followers, and one of them's me. So there's no growth there for me at all. Of course, Rumble's been at like 37 for nearly a year now, so there's
Nobody
no growth there anymore.
I I I can
They give you a little bit to start and then they
yeah.
stop it. They turn it off and then it's up to you to bring more people onto their platform
Mhm.
because that's really what they're looking for.
Yep. I mean, I can say with almost 100% certainty that if you're not a political channel, if you're not there to argue with people, you're not going to grow on Rumble. I know a big CBG creator that's on Rumble. He has a huge channel here on YouTube, and it's a well deserved. He has a huge following, and it's well deserved on YouTube. But on Rumble, he has no audience.
Mhm.
Rumble's not Rumble's not for creators.
And a
It
lot of creators, what happens is Rumble is their second thing where any of their supporters that want to be able to send super chats but want to have more of the money go to the creator because Rumble takes less out of it than YouTube. A lot of them have followers that just go there to do the Rumble rants, which is their version of super chats to the creator they support. But those people wouldn't really be watching on Rumble other than that, just to send their
right.
the creator they support
The
money that they get to keep more of.
so they have to do audience building on another platform and then go to
Well,
Rumble
it's
to
not
live
building
stream.
a new audience. It's really having some of the
Ex-
members of the previous audience just go over to Rumble when they want to contribute.
exactly. That's what I mean. It's like
So
they
they don't sit there and watch
right.
because like here on Earworms, we do include anything that comes through Rumble on our stream, but it's less likely that someone's going to get involved with a chat when they're like the only person there or one of two people that happen to stop by. See, there's no one chatting there. Everyone's chatting on YouTube, so they go to YouTube.
Right.
That's it. I mean, because we're not one of those channels that's exclusively on Rumble. So, people will go to the channel that you're on.
Right.
Um, because there was, a few years back, there was a thing where people were really seeking alternatives because of YouTube,
Yeah.
getting rid of people. And
Mm-hmm.
so
The
that
censorship.
inspired
Yeah.
this thing. But now that YouTube's backed off on it, people have come back to YouTube. So,
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's
mhm.
it's the bad guy platforms, the ones that.
But that's why I stay on the other ones just so that I'm there so I can keep this kind of hobby going,
Well, for
you
me,
know.
it's not a hobby. You know what? That I'm trying to build this into
I
a full
know.
time
I
thing.
know.
I like what you call the quote unquote grind. I like video editing. This is part of my art.
Well, I'm
Um,
not saying video editing, that's still producing something.
right.
It's just like, all the other things, like just being on the platform, going through stuff, and then also following the gurus and everything they say, and it's like,
Yeah, you're right.
you
I
know
mean, I guess, I mean, I'm always wanting to learn how I can um, build up my business. It's very important to me. And yes, sometimes the advice from these people isn't great, isn't healthy, and it does put you on a hamster wheel. There was no reason for me really to be on TikTok.
Mhm.
But again, the big gurus who are successful say you have to be there in order to, not have your egg. You should never have your eggs in one basket and la da 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 da. But whatever, I'm
Mm.
instinctually I knew that it was wrong because I am not on X. I'm not really on Facebook. Um, I'm not on Minds anymore. It's just those I found that okay, these platforms have shown to not serve me personally well and not serve my business well. So why the heck am I wasting my time? So I'm here on YouTube because I feel like I'm not wasting my time. Again, YouTube has its problems and it hasn't done what it needs to do to actually prove and show that they care about their creators by fixing the content ID thing. Yes, they do have a process in place that helps you to contest it, but that's not enough. And these distributors that apply these content IDs, um, they they have no oversight in place. You know, they haven't set up a system where if a musician uploads a garage band track, for example, to flag that musician. It's like, hey, you can't just be uploading garage band tracks and then um, having a content ID created for that, and then having YouTube flag everyone who is using that GarageBand track on the videos, which is royalty free stuff. I mean, the technology exists for there to be oversight on these on these distributors like CD Baby and DistroKid and other things, and the technology exists for YouTube to also check what is being uh, claimed. Technology exists, um, and and again they've released all these, what do you call, updates that we did not ask for. Tons of features that nobody asked for, not even users have asked for this. For half the stuff that they're rolling out for 2026. And yet, the thing that we creators have been clamoring about forever has not been addressed. And so, grr, people, start a mailing list. Start a mailing list. Start a mailing list. At this point, that's all I gotta say. And if you are not yet a Psycheopera super sub, please subscribe to my free newsletter in the video description box. That will be most appreciated because that's the only way I know of taking some of my diehard core audience members with me if I have to move to a good guy platform, even if it doesn't have any traffic, something like Odyssey, for example.
I mean, you can kind of basically I double stream to Odyssey because they used to let you mirror your YouTube channel there. It would just automatically put new uploads up there and use all the metadata. But then YouTube cut that from them. So yeah, about a little over a year ago, YouTube made sure that Rumble and Odyssey cannot get the metadata and stuff from your YouTube channel to mirror there. So you
That
have to upload separately to Odyssey and Rumble.
that
But since I'm just streaming right now, those things are basically done through EVMux, so I can stream to both.
that just goes to show that YouTube now considers them to be a threat, or that they
Mm-hmm.
might be a threat in the future. That's a good sign.
Yep.
Hey, when there's competition in the market, that benefits everyone. Liesel says YouTube is funny if you go off your usual topic / content slightly. That is funny, Liesel. They say that the algorithm has changed from a social based algorithm into an interest based algorithm. So it shouldn't matter if you go off topic. Your video should be distributed to people who are interested in that topic, and so your views shouldn't go down when that happens. So that's a very interesting point you make there, Liesel. Liesel also says, I love your newsletter, Liza. Thank you, Liesel. Guys, I got an endorsement from Liesel. Please subscribe to
Yeah.
my mailing list. Become a super sub. By the way, Liesel, I want to thank you again, and not just in the chat, for buying my High Priestess of Diddly Bows t-shirt. I hope it brings you luck, and I can't wait to see you in it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to put that up in the community post. When you send me the picture, my goodness gracious, that's going. You and Albert have bought my products, and that's going beyond beyond the normal support, and I really appreciate that. Now, I'm not knocking the normal support. You can help my channel, folks, and my creative business. It's not just about my channel. I mean, a creative business has to have multiple streams of stuff going on. Man, it helps so much if you like a video, if you watch a video, if you comment on the video. It helps a lot. So don't feel like you have to buy anything from me in order to support my business. But now, folks, please join my mailing list. I left TikTok forever. I'm not on X. I'm not really on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. Only place you can find me is here. And if you are a newsletter subscriber, and my newsletter is free. It's a free newsletter. So please, go to the video description box, sign up for my newsletter, or go to psycheopera.com and you can subscribe to my newsletter there as well. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Okay, Albert's working on a batch of 3. One for saws for Liesel, and for Mike Gorley and the Flute Wizard. Albert, you are beyond generous. Wow. Albert says, show us a nice cigar box, Liza, and I'll buy it. Albert, I have tons of new carved boxes to show off. I just haven't had a time to put together a video. Again, I've been focusing, I guess, on the wrong things. And so
Yes.
I gotta catch. Man, I got unboxings to do. I got uh guitars to finish. I am behind on everything. Everything. And I'm making no excuses. I'm just acknowledging behind on everything, and it's because yeah, been trying to do too many things, and that TikTok thing. I just went on, folks, to post my latest leg fiddle videos. Just like, okay, I put up a YouTube short, now I got to put it up on TikTok. And that's that's when I noticed the claims on my two videos, and the two age restrictions on two other videos. It's wild. Yuck. Liza says, my pleasure, Liza. It's right up my alley. A quality shirt featuring a tarot and diddly bow. Where else would I have found that? Liesel, it warms my heart to see that chat. Thanks so much. And Liesel says, Albert, you're a legend. And you are, Albert. Cool beans. Very generous with your time and with your crafts. And again, at some point, I hope that this will help you grow your business. I wish that for everyone watching this stream. Everyone. We're all in the same boat, people. Albert mentioned Mike Gorley.
Yes. His
Mike
album
Gorley.
release tonight.
Yes, we're having a big party tonight on Earworms, folks. Lawrence, why don't you tell us about it?
Well, tonight we're celebrating Mike's album release. It's an album entitled A Final Gesture. I hope it's not his farewell album or anything like that, but it's called A Final Gesture, and we'll be hearing some of the music and some of the videos from the album. And we'll also be combining this with a little bit of fall festival activities, things that we
Yes.
can do virtually. So we'll see what we can come up with there. But yeah, it should be a fun occasion. So I'll drop the link in the chat in a moment.
It shall be the
And
Big Mike Oktoberfest on Earworms. You don't want to
yes,
miss it, folks. We are going to have some fun. Never hosted a virtual party before, Lawrence. This is going to be interesting.
mm-hmm. Well, we'll see how it goes. But I'll try my best to be entertaining as always.
We try. We try.
But
Although,
it's great music. I've listened to a number of the tracks that he sent that we'll be playing tonight, and they sound really good. It's great production quality and
yes.
some great moments where, it's because it's for an album. It's stuff that he put a lot of time into and everything, and like just about every moment of the music is heartfelt.
Yeah, Mike is a legend. I don't know how he's so prolific. I mean, amazing quality music just pumping out of Mike Gorley's studio. I mean, very good stuff, folks. Yeah, join us on the Earworms tonight. We're having a party for our friend Mike for his latest album release. And yes.
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 So let me try to drop that link real quick here.
Yes, please. In the video description box. Wish I had Mike here.
Description box. The chat is all I have access to.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yes, that's right. I didn't mean the description box. I meant the chat. Yeah. So find the Earworms live stream link in the chat, folks. Wish I had Mike here to talk about his new album. How come you get all these interesting guests coming to you lately, Lawrence? And you know,
Well, I think it's just
grr.
because Mike wasn't available
I know.
in the afternoon
I
today.
know. I'm just playing. I'm
All
just
right.
playing. I mean, until I transitioned to this format where there's an open forum, I was working hard to bring in guests to my streams. But folks, like we were talking about earlier, you know, stream prep and also the regular productions I do, it was just too much for me to handle while preparing for craft market season. And so this simpler open forum has, given me more time during the week to build. And so yeah, I appreciate everyone that's been a guest on the show and that has come into the forum to talk to us, who participates in the chat, our diehards, Liesel and Albert, and sometimes we have Scott Hovitt. And so I appreciate everyone. And I appreciate everyone who watches the replay of this stream. You all are rock stars. Yes, you are. Liesel says, I will drop by, Lawrence.
That's awesome.
We will try to have some champagne ready for you, Liesel. Or
Yeah.
Oktoberfest beer.
Yeah.
We live in a small town, but there isn't, and a lot of events and rodeos and stuff come through here, but no Oktoberfest. Kind of sad. Probably have to drive to Gainesville to get some Oktoberfest action happening. I love German food. Well, I don't know much about it, but there used to be a German restaurant close to downtown Miami. I think we were able to go to it once together, Lawrence, before it closed. And yeah, there really
Yeah,
is
we were
a
there like 2 or 3 times, but yeah, they closed down some of the interesting restaurants well, I don't think they were closed down, but the owners at least closed them down probably because they weren't doing as well as the mega brands,
yeah, yeah.
and so, even for like, middle of the way dining and stuff like that, people like the kinda like, I guess, the neon lights and I don't know, just some things about atmosphere or specific, marketable items on menu. It's like a hustle, and some of the places that just have good food, get lost in the mix. So it's a shame because it was like a great way to get some, German food and it tasted good and everything.
I think it was
It's a
more
shame.
of an
And the
issue.
other one that went out of
Yeah.
business there was the Indian restaurant, and it
Yes.
was, like, the only one
Yeah.
specifically within, Miami-Dade County, I think, at that point, or no, it was one of 2,
At
and
that
so
point, yeah.
2 Indian restaurants in all of Miami-Dade County, and one of them goes out of business in Coral Gables. It's like, man,
Yeah.
and they had a buffet and everything. It was, like, a good deal, and the food was exquisite, and it's
I'm
like,
sure
no.
maintaining a business in Coral Gables these days, if you're an
Yeah.
independent, is almost impossible. I think only big they're only big chains there now, I think.
But the Denny's next door was still there.
Well, like what I said, only
It's like,
big the only big chains can afford to be in Coral Gables, I guess. It's very
yeah,
sad. And yeah, that Indian restaurant, oh my gosh.
mhm,
Beautiful, delicious food, and the the German restaurant. Man, I would love to. I would have. I mean, beautiful, great atmosphere, great food, and just they have no chance. It's too expensive.
mhm.
Too expensive to maintain the business there. Um, but yeah, lamentations. But I mean, we will try to have some type of Oktoberfest vibe going
If
on
you
in the
want
forum someday.
beans, I mean, Is there something right now that you'd like to do that would be a little different? Like I could hold down the fort if you wanted to get some of your boxes that are in the garage.
You mean to. Well, I don't have my camera set up today to show off my boxes,
Okay.
but.
Because there
Um,
was a request from Albert about that. And,
yes.
yeah.
And in fact, Albert, if
And
you.
we followed up with a discussion on restaurants that went out of business in Miami.
Albert, if you, I mean, I I if you felt pressured as like, oh, I have to support her business and buy something, don't worry, Albert. Don't worry. I want people who buy stuff from me is because they want to. And if you truly want carved boxes for your latest builds, shoot me an email and I'll send you a picture of everything that I've carved so far. It's a lot. It's a lot of boxes that I've carved, mainly because I'm putting together um, starter sets for my tent for this year's craft markets. You know, I have my uh, slider CBGs, my shorties, a few leg fiddles, and then some starter boxes with, nice carved F holes, and inside the box, maybe some spare strings for people who want to build their own instead of buy mine. And so I got tons and tons of carved boxes. So if you're really interested, shoot me an email. psycheoperaco@gmail.com. And that goes to, for anyone listening in YouTube land or in the replay. If you want some nicely carved boxes with nice F holes on them, shoot me an email and I'll send you a picture of what I have available. Albert says, how far along are you on custom carvings like suits of deck? Albert, I am not ready for that yet.
Mm.
I'm not ready to launch that service just yet. I'm gonna hold off on that. Right now, as you can tell from my bewildered avatar, I'm a little overwhelmed with many things. Got so many things pulling for my attention, and sometimes I do not know which way to go and what I should be focused on. So it, yeah. I'm sorry, Albert. I want to be able to offer that service, but I know it would be irresponsible of me to tackle that right now. But thank you so much for asking. I do appreciate you wanting to turn for me for that. Cool beans.
Yep.
And so, do we have any more announcements? Any more special announcements from our awesome guests in the chat? Because if we don't, I will move to my shameless plug and say goodbye until earworms. Albert says, I would like to pick up another carved box, so maybe you could create a short on what's available. That is an excellent idea, Albert. That is totally doable, and in fact, after the live, I'll go into the workshop and make a short. Thank you, Albert. And you can tell me which one you want, and we can do our usual back and forth via email. Cool beans, guys. All right. So I'm going to move to my shameless plug. But before I do, folks, please, out there in YouTube land, if you are not subscribed to my mailing list and you enjoy my videos, please, please, please subscribe to my mailing list so that if ever something happens here on YouTube and I need to relocate to a good guy platform, I have a way of letting you guys know where I'm going And also, I mean, I have some exclusive content for my super subs, as I call them. So, yes, please do subscribe to my newsletter. There is a link in the video description box. I'll see you on Earworms, Liesel. I look forward to our little get together tonight. In honor of Mike, the great Mike Gorley.
Mm-hmm.
And so, folks, here, let's go to my shameless plug.
Hey, fellow artists, it's Dr. Liza speaking to you as Mona Lisa, ready to share some truly exciting news and a massive thank you with all of you. Because of your incredible support, your views, your likes, your comments, and just your sheer presence here on my YouTube channel, we've hit a huge milestone. My channel is not eligible for fan funding. That includes my very own store shelf right here on YouTube, making it easier than ever for you to find my unique cigar box guitar themed apparel. My designs feature fun characters, like Mona Lisa, holding one of my favorite hand-built cigar box guitars. And while many of these instruments have found new homes, these designs allow me to continue to enjoy them, creating the perfect t-shirts, sweaters, or hoodies for wearing at CBG festivals, craft markets, and gigs. I've partnered with bonfire.com to fulfill my garments, which means that they ship internationally and are sourced only from responsible RAP certified manufacturers. Plus, you won't find my channel logo plastered all over these garments. The focus is purely on the art, the joy of the cigar box guitar, and my quirky characters. My website is discreetly placed just in case anyone asks where you snagged such a unique piece. Because, let's be honest, you're interested in the art, not the brand, right? And hey, super subs, remember to use your promo code during checkout, by the way. For those of you who've been with me for a while, you know that this isn't just about making a living. It's about making a life. It's about building a world where I can spend my days immersed in the art of creation, sharing it with people who truly appreciate what I do, like you. Your support is helping me build that reality, and for that, I am eternally grateful. By the way, I'd love to hear from you. What other products would you like to see my designs on? Mugs? Notebooks? Or something entirely different? Let me know in the comments below. Your ideas will help me shape the future of this channel and these creations. Thank you again for everything, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Chaito.
All right, folks, so I'll see you all on Earworms in a few hours. Again, 7 o'clock, Lawrence, is that correct? All right. Okay, so we're going to start, according to Lawrence here, I know that you can't hear him, we're going to start 7 on the dot. On his channel, The Wayfarer Project. Click on the Earworm stream, and you can join the party. Link to the stream is in the chat, folks, and in the video description box, there's a link to Lawrence's channel if you can't find it in YouTube search. All right, folks, thanks for watching. I will leave you with my diddly bow outro. Here we go.